Hey, we are back with one more video. We will be changing the display glass of a Samsung M31. We will also be using a machine that I made to remove all the bubbles that remain when laminating the OCA sheet. At the end I will show a preview of the following video, where I will show how I made that machine, prices and materials that I used, and approximate cost as between 500 Mexican pesos or $25. This is the phone. As you can see, here at the bottom is where the glass is broken. This object is a spark plug calibrator. It is very useful because it has several gauges of sheets that will help us to remove screens or open plastics. We do a test to verify that the touch is working. Then we started to open the phone to take out the display. We will heat the display on the iron to remove it, between 80 and 100 degrees Celsius. I had a detail that the screen has glue in the middle of the display and makes it more difficult to remove, so I removed the battery to make it easier for us. Here we see the glue behind the display. We do a test to verify that the display has not been damaged. Now yes, we will start taking out the glass. A tip is to clean the area where we will insert the wire well so that it does not damage the display. This is the wire I will use is 0.03 millimeters. In the iron I will use 80 temperature, and leave the display about 2 to 3 minutes before starting to insert the wire. We activate the suction button so that the display stays in place. I will start by introducing the thread in one of the corners, and I will move forward in the shape of a zigzag. You have to introduce the thread very carefully, trying to make it as close as possible to the glass, and with your hands a little below the level of the iron. Here I had a detail that I could avoid if I had placed the tape on the entire screen, so that the glass came out complete, but it still ended without problems, since this glass was not so starry. That's why I decided to do it without the tape. We remove all the glass that was left on the screen. And now we will start cleaning the OCA, which was left on the display. One technique to remove that glue is to place the display on the iron, and with our fingers remove the glue little by little. With the heat it is easier to remove the glue. We test that the display is fine, and that it has not been damaged in that process. I see that everything is still perfect. Then we have to clean the display well with a cloth soaked with a little isopropyl alcohol. Once clean, we proceed with placing the new visor, or glass. Here we have them. We have the OCA sheet, and also the new glass that we will place. We must clean the display very well, and be in a place where there is no dust, because it could harm the lamination process. To laminate we must detach one of the protectors from the sheet, just as we are seeing it in the video, and align with the edge of the display. When we are sure we can go rolling, with a credit card, or some plastic, or rubber spatula. We rest it on the sheet and slide continuously without stopping, until we reach the top of the display. Then we make sure that we don't have bubbles left, and if there are we must take it out little by little with the card. Then we will cut the sheet that is left over very carefully, We insert it into the housing to be able to align the new glass well. When it is already in the housing, we will remove the second protector from the sheet to be able to glue the new glass. We remove the protector from the glass to present it and align it. Now we glue one of the edges of the glass with the ochre sheet, and then we take out the display with the glass. And we glue it little by little, trying not to leave many bubbles. Comment and leave your like if you want us to make a homemade laminator. Returning to the subject, I see that I have some bubbles left. This because I did not carefully take it out of the casing, and the sheet stuck unevenly, and that made some bubbles remain. We will almost always have bubbles, but if it is done carefully they can be less. This is where we will test this machine that I made with a low budget, but that can be very reputable in the screen reconstruction business. I insert the screen and secure the lid well so that the air pressure does not escape. Here I am doing tests with this machine, but in the next video the machine will be 100% ready and everything will be fixed. We will give it a pressure of 90, 100 psi or 7 bars for a few minutes. I left it for 5 minutes. The function of this device is not to let water through inside the cabin and regulate and monitor the pressure we want. I put a paper on the screen just as a precaution. After the 5 minutes, it is time to see the final result and see that our machine has done its job. We take out the air it has and remove the 4 nuts. Now we'll see how the display has turned out. As you can see, it has been very good and without any bubbles like a factory screen. What remains is to assemble the whole phone. I will glue the screen. I use this glue. The frame must be very clean without old glue, so that the work looks good. Then I place some tweezers, or garters for several minutes so that the display is well glued. Then we assemble everything, and clean well from the glue residue. We test the screen. We see that it has been perfect. Previews of the following video?